Hey guys, welcome to the replay if you're watching the replay. I am Lindsay Gramont, the Homemade Mommy, and I blog over at homemademommy.net. You can check out my real food recipes over there, and you can check out my scopes here if you're not already following me. What's up, guys? Who knows what the Instant Pot is? I talk about this a lot, and I'm just going to show y'all a quick tutorial on how to use it. No, I guess you don't know. Welcome, welcome. When you type your comments, let me know who you are by typing your name after it. Let me just flip this around. Hey guys, I got to put my little fish lens on here. There we go. Hey. You've never heard of it. Okay, so have you ever heard of a pressure cooker? Because that's what an Instant Pot is. But I've seen the pressure cookers that are on like Iron Chef or something, and they're just like a stovetop kind. And the difference with the Instant Pot is that it's not one that you put on your stovetop. It almost looks like a slow cooker, and it's as easy to use. But a lot of people, maybe some of you guys, are like, oh my gosh, a pressure cooker, how do I use that? Is it going to explode in my kitchen, right? So I just wanted to show you how easy it is to use and how quick you can make dinner and have it just sitting there to warm. So super, super easy. So today I'm going to make a brisket and show you guys how to do it. And if you, I don't think I even set up a link for y'all to go and get this. Whoops, but if you want to join my newsletter, I'll send it out in my newsletter tonight, a link on where you can get this. So if you join my newsletter by typing in HM News in your text messaging window to the number 33444, I will include this little tidbit on my newsletter tonight. So again, HM News to the number 33444. So I've got a brisket in here. That's what I'm going to put in here. So the difference between a pressure cooker and a slow cooker is actually a pretty big difference. A pressure cooker is going to keep, again, it's going to keep all the nutrients in. It also keeps all the flavor in. So a slow cooker has a lid that, I'm just going to move my brisket from this container into the Instant Pot bowl here, just so I can, okay. So I just wanted to move that part. I'm going to put some salt and pepper, use an old-fashioned one, on the brisket while I'm talking to you guys. So yeah, I have never been a huge fan of slow cookers. I don't know if any of you guys are big fans of slow cookers, but I don't have a ton of slow cooker recipes on my blog for this reason, because I've never been able to really figure it out and how to make something to where it has the flavor that I like. So I'm a real stickler on flavor. It's not just about it being easy for me. I want it to taste good. And I have found that for roasts and briskets and chicken, you know, well-cooked chicken, braised chicken, any kind of braises, I find when I put it in a slow cooker, all of that smell, all of that flavor, as it's escaping, so your house kind of stinks when you use a slow cooker, is because it's all leaving the food. And so everything just kind of tastes like blah. I don't know if any of you guys have felt the same way, but I feel like everything I make in a slow cooker, no matter what I do, always tastes very wet and watery and not good because the aroma leaves it throughout the cooking time. Yeah, it tastes bland. It tastes not like it would taste if I put it in my my Dutch oven. And so I would always make things just in my Dutch oven, but I had the advantage of working from home, and so while I was on conference calls, this was when I was at my corporate job, I, would go and I would check on my Dutch oven, and it wouldn't be that huge of a deal, but still, it wasn't so easy. So I found this pressure cooker from my sister-in-law. She was using one, and I thought, you know what, I really need to try this pressure cooker thing because it keeps the flavor in, and it's a totally different cooking process. And I have found that I am able to make my recipes from my blog, my brisket recipe, the maple cider brisket, or my salpicone recipe if you guys have tried that, or if you've ever seen my braised chicken recipe, it's called gedimpte chicken. It's like it's a Yiddish word, well-cooked chicken. I have been able to make those all in my pressure cooker along with my chicken soup and bone broths, and the flavor is still there. So I really, really enjoy this. Not only that, you can plop a frozen roast in here if you can fit it in here. So the bowl is kind of big, but I had to defrost this brisket because it was long. The brisket was long, and if it was frozen, I wouldn't be able to fit it in the bowl. But you can I threw in a frozen roast the other night at 4:15, and we were eating dinner by 6 o'clock, and it was a frozen roast. So I love this thing. And I made yesterday, in this pressure cooker, I made a batch of black beans, and then I made some chicken soup, and then I took the chicken meat off of the bones and put the bones in another round of vegetables in the pressure cooker. So I made bone broth. So I made beans, chicken soup, and then bone broth all yesterday in this pressure cooker. So pretty awesome, right? All in one day. And I didn't have to tend to it that much. It was like I just needed to strain it off, throw in some new veggies, throw in some new stuff, and then I was ready to go with the next round. So I really like it. It saves me a ton of time. If I were going to be doing a batch of bone broth, normally I would be putting it in my giant pot and be cooking it all night, and I would have to be checking on it. But this, I don't have to check on it. So I just throw it in there. I know. So how much do they run? I bought it a while back, so I don't exactly remember. But here, I'm going to show you this recipe quickly and how easy it is to use. So I put the brisket in here, and I just was putting some salt and pepper on the outside. And this brisket recipe, so I have two on my blog. One is a maple cider brisket, and I made that recipe the other night, but with a roast. So I didn't want to make that again today. I'm making this brisket for this weekend because I'm going out of town and I want to have food for everyone to eat. So I'm making this is like my base brisket recipe, and it's actually under the recipe for salpicon, S-A-L-P-I-C-O-N. Now I'm not making salpicon, but I'm just making a basic brisket. So this is that recipe. So it's a big brisket here. I'm going to put in a carrot and some celery. I'm just kind of breaking them in half and throwing them in. About 5 cloves of garlic in here, and then I'm dumping in a can of diced tomatoes. I normally don't use canned tomatoes, but they didn't have the jars at the grocery store, and I didn't plan ahead. So normally I would say get a jar, the Bio Nature jars. I like those. I'm dumping that in on top, and then I'm going to put in the onions. And then, hold on, I gotta grab this. So I made this chicken stock yesterday. I don't have any beef broth right now, but you can pour some chicken broth on it. That won't kill it. So I'm gonna put some chicken broth on to give it some liquid. And I might add a little more water, but I gotta go over there to the sink, so bear with me, guys, for a second. This is one of my favorite recipes because it's just a basic brisket. You can eat it that way at night. It has like a little bit of a Mexican flavor. And then I can shred it up to use for tacos after that point. So I used about, 3 cups of liquid. So let me show you guys how this looks in here. So we've got the brisket, the canned tomatoes, the onions, garlic, carrot, and celery. And then I put in about a cup of chicken broth, or you can use beef bone broth, and about 2 cups of water. And normally I add cilantro, but they didn't have any at the store yesterday. So we're just not going to have cilantro this time. And then here's the top. This is the pressure top, so you don't have to be scared of it, but you put it on, and there, all you do is turn it. Did you see that? That's all I did. I don't have to clamp anything or do anything crazy. And then I just push this manual button, and I'm going to cook it for about 90 minutes. I like to cook my roasts for about that long. Even my bone broth I do about 90 minutes. So it's digital, so I'm just typing in 90, and then that's it. It'll beep in a second when it's locking itself. I don't have to do anything. It'll beep. There it goes on. It just beeped. And that's all you got to do. So now it's on. So when it says the word on, that means that it's pressurizing. So I don't have to do anything. I don't have to touch it. I don't have to lock anything or do anything crazy. And now it's just on. And once it's pressurized, and it does that itself, then it'll start counting down from 90 minutes. And I found it takes about 20 to 30 minutes, maybe 40 minutes to pressurize. So you got to take that into account for your cooking time. So, and then it'll actually cook for 90 minutes. And then it has to depressurize. And it does that on itself, by itself too. But you can make that process faster. So it's about 30-40 minutes to pressurize, then 90 minutes to cook a full brisket here, and then about, I don't know, 30 minutes again to depressurize so that you can just easily open it. If you want to make the pressure part go faster, there's this valve here. You guys see that? It's like a little valve. You can actually push that and allow for some of the steam to come out and make it go faster. So the other night, like I said, I threw in that frozen roast at 4:15 and I wanted to eat by 6. I did actually push that valve and let the steam come out, and I depressurized it myself in a quick way, and I was able to get our food on the table at 6 instead of 6:30. So then I just took the roast out and sliced it, and with the brisket, that's what I'll do. I'll take it out and slice it, and we'll have it for dinner tonight. Quick and easy. So it's going to take, so if it takes about 90 minutes, so it'll be about 2.5 hours before this is ready, and then it just sits here and warms and keeps it on warm. So I can just like forget about it for the rest of the day, and it's like a slow cooker where it just kind of hangs out in there, and I can deal with it when I'm ready to deal with it. And usually what I do is I take it out when it's done and I slice it, and then I put all the slices back in, close it, let it continue to be on warm, and then it tastes a lot better that way, I think, after the whole day of kind of warming. So this is called the Instant Pot. And if you go and register with my newsletter, I will put a little link in there for where to get it tonight on my newsletter. So you can text the word HM News to the number 33444, and you'll get that tonight. And yeah, you guys got to try this, because that's how I make all my soups and stocks and roasts and everything now. And I know a lot of people do applesauce in here. You can make sweet potatoes in 10 minutes. Beans are awesome in here. Anyway, it's my new little favorite kitchen gadget, so it'll save you guys a ton of time. Have a great day, everyone.